In this video, I'm going to be ranking all the Kalos Megas on appearance and typing for some of them. I had a friend help me make this video, so I really hope you enjoy it. And all these are in my opinion, of course, so feel free to debate with me in the comments. And with that, let's get on to it. Starting off with the F tier, Mega Mewtwo X and Y. Now, as a kid, I never really liked these Pokemon designs. Like, I liked Mewtwo. I did not like these. Mega Mewtwo X just looks like he has tumors all over his body. And Mega Mewtwo Y just looks really weird to me. Like, I've never liked this design at all. And I've always thought of them as Dumb and Dumber 2. Next up is going to be Mega Blaziken. I just think there's not a lot with him. His hair sticks up, which is stupid, and the little bit of fire ribbons that come off his wrists, those aren't really that cool. He's got a cooler pose, I guess, but we really could have done more with him. We're gonna end off F tier with Latios and Latias. I like the Pokemon regularly because they're all unique looking, but oh boy, their megas are just so boring. Mixing the colors, I think the design is okay of them, but I don't like the fact that they're both purple and look almost completely identical to each other outside of their eyes. I just think that there was so much more potential for them, and they just didn't move on that. They didn't act on that, and they gave us two of the exact same mega, in my opinion. It's just like the Gigantamax form of Flapple and Appleton, how they're literally the exact same. Wasted opportunity, and kind of a waste of a mega. Kicking off D tier, it's going to be Aerodactyl. And this would have been F tier, would have been top F tier, if not for the fact that its Pokedex entry is the only thing that saves it, telling us some lore about it. But that also kind of pisses me off a little bit, because you mean to tell me this thing was always rock type and looks like this? I do not like this look for it. It's got fingers in its regular design, so it loses those fingers here. Like, how does this thing eat exactly? What does it do with itself? It looks like it's always just pissed off. Like, I didn't like this, and I didn't like the fact to think that this is what it always looked like. It should have been an F tier in my opinion, but I put it in low D tier to be nice. Next up is Blastoids, and I've always kind of had a problem with this because I think its Gigantamax form was perfect and what its Mega form should have been. I also think its Mega form should have gotten Steel typing, but that's just me. I know a lot of you probably agree with that, or the Blastoise should just normally have Steel typing, but it just doesn't look as good as regular Blastoids in my opinion. It just looks uncomfortable. So it's just more Blastoids, I guess, rather than the Gigantamax with the artillery. We now go on to Mega Charizard Y, the Charizard that wishes it was Dragon. I think this one's okay. He just looks like Charizard, but he's a bit more fucked up and horny. That's really all I have to say about it. It's just not that impressive a design. It shouldn't really have existed in my opinion. But hey, it's great competitively, so good for it. But that's it. Its design is just, it's simple. Last off in D tier is going to be Ampharos. Now, I've always thought that Mega Ampharos was regular Ampharos, but then I learned this is just what the Mega looks like, and Mega Ampharos is bald. But I've always thought that this should be the regular, and that it shouldn't have a Mega. I also don't understand where Dragon type comes from, but hey, he's got Dragon type. I don't think he's bad. I think he looks majestic and cute. So that gets him at top D tier, but it does hold him back from getting into C tier because this is just what the regular should look like. Kicking off C tier, we are gonna start with Abomasnow. Now, Abomasnow is a Pokemon I'm very fond of, but Mega Abomasnow, I've never really known how to feel visually. I mean, he's just more bushy and covered in snow, which is, I mean, that's a good way to take it. But I'm always wondering, like, what's with the giant icicle cannon-like things on his back that aren't even pointing towards anything except for something behind him? Like, I've always wondered, like, what was with that. But I do like this one. That's why it's in C tier. Next up is Mega Kangaskhan with Big Baby. That's really all that changes, actually. There's nothing much to it. It's cool. Get to see it progressing to the next stage of its life, but it's just big baby. Next up is Venusaur, and I actually like Venusaur a lot more than Blastoise and Mega Charizard X, even though it is just more grass frog. I'm a big fan of frogs, if you were not able to tell from memes I've made in the past. I always kind of liked Mega Venusaur because it looks visually different enough, I guess, and it's got a lot more plant on it, rather than just the plant sprouts into a tree and being that it, or it just looks more battle hardy. It actually looks pretty good, and its Gigantamax form goes down the Vileplume route with the really big flower instead of the tree, so I like both. Medicham is one I feel I don't exactly know what my opinion is on. I've never really used Medicham or anything like that. I have a shiny one, which is cool, but like I've never used it. Never, not once. So my opinion is on it is that he can still whip my ass, of course, and beat me at chess. And that's really what I have to say for Mega Medicham. That's why it's in the middle of the list here. I don't want to say it's really bad looking, but I also don't think it's all that good looking. So middle of the list should be good. Heracross is cool, but goofy. Like, really goofy, in my opinion. He goes from being a Rhino Beetle to a Hercules Beetle, which is always neat, but I always preferred the Rhino Beetle look. His arms do look really goofy, though. The big bulbous, just, like, he's got the skinny upper bicep and then the big bulbous arms. They're just goofy looking to me. But I do like his head shape, but his nose does it all off for me, and it makes me laugh every time I see him. So, just because of that, he'll be in C tier. Mega Gardevoir is cool, but let's be frank, this thing only exists because of a champion battle. The design, I like the dress. The design, though, is meant to fit the champion, who I can't remember the name of, because she's just that forgettable. And I feel like that was just the whole design premise. Mega Lucario is really cool looking. He's typically the first Mega you get in X and Y. But I've always kind of felt he's just a little overdone. Like, I've always had this feeling, and I'm not sure what it is that makes him feel overdone. But he just feels like he's over the top and trying to impress you that he's a Mega Evolution. But other than that, I like this Mega. I used it a lot as a kid. Like, it was my main damage dealer, even though he kind of sucked. But I like the design. I think it's cool. And I really hope you agree with me. Starting off B tier is going to be Mega Manectric. And I love this one. This one is so funny to me because he's a big old lightning bolt dog. Because he goes from a lightning bolt dog to the big old lightning bolt dog. And just, it's so cute. I used to always think, though, that this was an evolution to Manectric. And I don't know why. The book, I had this guidebook. And it would literally say that this was an evolution that evolved at level 36, I think. So, forgive me for thinking that this would be an evolution to Pokemon that looks like it would be a 3-stage evolution. But yeah, I have great history with Mega Manectric. I used this one a little bit. It was a little fun, though he just kind of always seemed underpowered. But then again, I was a kid and probably using dog shit moveset. So, yeah. Next up is going to be Mega Mawile, and I like Mega Mawile a lot. Once again, I think this should be an evolution to regular Mawile. My friends actually completely disagree with me, though, on that. But with Mega Mawile, I think this is simple. It's a good, simple change, but it's kind of like Dodrio, where it's like, what do you do with it aside from add another head? But with this one, it's in the case of add another mouth and make the teeth more jagged. It also has pants, which is good, I guess. But it's a simple change, but it's good for a Mega. It's also by far one of the best Megas on this list. But I never really used this one all that much. It was fun. Huge power is awesome. And its typing is just really great. Next up is going to be Mega Charizard X. Mega Charizard X, in my opinion, is really cool. I like the black. That makes it look like the shiny. The blue is a nice tone. I like how you get to see it in Origins. That's a good touch. The dragon typing is kind of useful. It's a split attacker, which I found out recently, which is okay, considering he only learns like 2-3 dragon moves. Gotta say, I do prefer to play with Y more, but I like the way X looks more visually. I've always thought that. Shiny's also really nice. which I should make a video on the shinies later. But overall, I like the wings. I like how he's all nice and smooth looking rather than the jagged, more horny appearance of why he's more smooth and refined. And the fire coming out of the mouth is a neat idea that I think both of them should have had. I'm going to be simple with this next one. Mega Bayonet. I like it. I really do. I actually use this one a ton. I used to be a real big fan of Shuppet. And then I had a Shuppet never hit anything ever again. So it never evolved because I couldn't knock anything out with it. But aside from the little story, I do like how it's unzipping to show the ghostly energy underneath, which is really cool. I think it's like getting ready to transcend and all that stuff into a new ghostly form. And or it's taking the soul of a child, and that's what's caused it to overflow ghostly energy or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I just know I like Mega Bayonet a lot. I think it's pretty neat. And to finally end off B tier is going to be Mega Tyranitar. Now, Mega T-Tar is badass. I mean, like, look at him. He looks like Shin Godzilla before Shin Godzilla. Like, we always thought that T-Tar was Godzilla, and now Mega T-Tar is Shin Godzilla. And I love the giant spikes coming out of its back. And it looks like it's getting ready to evolve again. I also like the fact that it looks like a big Larvitar, because I always like the red on Larvitar, and I never understood why they didn't carry over. But with that, that's going to be up B tier. A tier, Alakazam. I love Alakazam. He's probably my favorite psychic type out of all psychic types. Alakazam, though, he's just so cool. Look at him. He's so wise. He's got the 5 spoons. We can eat 5 ice creams. One of the dumbest ideas for a Pokemon is an ice cream. Well, it's just like 5 spoons means he's like 5 times as intelligent as Alakazam or Kadabra, because Kadabra only has 1 spoon. But I've always liked them, even though he's really frail. I just like the fact that he could basically one-shot anything with Psychic, except for Dark types. But yeah. Next up is going to be Mega Gyarados, and I think Mega Gyarados is really cool. He's one of the only 3 Megas you even see in X and Y at first through trainer battles. He's used by his Y-hander or whatever his fucking name is. But I think he's really cool. The Dark typing definitely fits, even though I think Dragon type would have fit better. But I do like the red accents and stuff like that, and the fact that he just looks more like a bulky serpent that could definitely take down like a boat or something like that, of a small boat trying to protect some Magikarp. Next up is my favorite Pokemon, Gengar, or Mega Gengar. Mega Gengar I don't like as much as regular Gengar. Regular Gengar is my favorite Pokemon. Mega Gengar, though, there's one thing about this, and it's the fact that he has tiny feet behind him that you don't really see until ZA. I don't like those. They make him look a little weird. I thought he kind of like dragged himself, not walked. But other than that, though, I love everything about this Pokemon. I love the shiny. I love the Shadow Tag ability, which just makes him really fun to play with. And he's by far the Mega I've used the most. Like, I used him the most. I refused to use most of the Megas once I got my hands on this one. And I think he's really good looking. He's not an S tier, sadly, though. Like I said, there's those feet that just disturbed me so badly, because I always assumed that he dragged himself. But yeah, with that, we're going to go on to the next one. And that next one is going to be Mega Scizor. Mega Scizor is just plain badass looking. They took Scizor, who already looks like he could knock your lights out and chop some shit in half, and just gave him bigger scissors and more armor. He looks more like a steel type now rather than a bug type, and his steel claws apparently are like super hot or something like that, according to his dex entry. But other than that, though, I really like the way he looks. He actually kind of looks scary, in my opinion. I do kind of wish, though, that he had more black on him to fit the rest of the armor, but I think his red look still looks pretty good. Closing up A tier is going to be Mega Garchomp, and I love Mega Garchomp's design. I've always liked the fact that he just looks like he could just slice your bitch ass in half and not really have any effort put into it. Kind of like Scizor, except he's Dragon type. I'm a big fan of Dragon types. I like the way they look, and now he doesn't look more like a jet engine anymore. He looks more like a proper ground type. Although he could look like he could be Steel type, but he's gonna stick with the ground dragon. He just looks threatening. He looks like he can't be controlled by anything. And it's really too bad that he sucks competitively, and he just kind of sucks using a playthrough as well. But I really like the way he looks, and I do kind of prefer him over his Z Mega. But with that, that's going to close up A tier with probably the best looking dragon type Mega. We're finally near the end of this video, and all we have left is S tier, which we're going to start off with Mega Pinsir. Now, maybe a shock to a lot of you, but I really think Mega Pinsir is a good design, like a really good design. They took Pinsir and they made him what he should have been. A flying stag beetle. Stag beetles have these big, I mean terrifying sounding wings, and I think that's perfect for somebody like Pinsir. They also took his little horn, his big ass horns, and they made him scarier looking, like they could really kill something, which he does get into a lot of fights. So, taking all that, they even gave him the flying typing, which kind of helps him. Kind of doesn't, you know, it's got its pros and cons. But I really feel like they made Pinsir what he should have been initially. This is the perfect Mega Evolution for a bug type. Next up is Mega Absol. Now, I really like the regular Mega Absol. I love the angel look because it's not meant to be something that brings on disasters like it says in most of its next entries. It's actually supposed to warn you. And I love that take is, it's a guardian angel actually. And I think that's perfect. I do really think that is a perfect play, as he is a misunderstood angel. I also really like the fact that his Z Mega is a demon to counteract this Mega Evolution. I'll do Z Megas in another video, but I really do like Mega Absol. I think the dual wings is just so pretty looking, and it looks like something that you would see right before something kills you, that it would come to save you. And I think that is just perfect. It's a mwah in my book, chef's kiss. Next up is going to be Mega Agaron. Mega Agaron is just like, we've taken the next step in its progression. It's gone from being a little thing of rock that's got some steel on it to something that's like half steel, half rock, and then mainly steel and then rock. And then we just completely bashed out the rock. There is no more rock typing. He's gone full steel. He's fully converted into iron. And I think that it is a great progression. And if fourth evolutions were ever a thing in Pokemon, I think this would be a good example to look at what a fourth evolution should be. Of course, though, we're never going to do that. We're going to stay with 3 evolutions. But I do love Mega Agaron. He was one I used a lot in Sun and Moon. Once I got enough BP for it, I used him and Glalie. And they were my 2 favorites. Agaron has always been one of my favorite Pokemon, especially it's shiny. And I think it might be my favorite rock type / steel type. It's just something that is very special to me, and to see it fully convert into this steel monster is just awesome. Finally on this list is Mega Houndoom. Now, a lot of you may flame me in the comments for this should not be top of my list, but to me, it's top of my list. This looks like something that Satan himself would own. This hellhound whose own claws are so hot they're melting. It just looks so fucking badass. It looks like it'll tear you a new one, and it looks so menacing too. I've always thought that this was a better design than regular Houndoom. The giant horns that face upwards just make this thing look like it is from hell itself, and it's going to drag you down with it. Mega Houndoom was just, it's perfect. It is a perfect design, just like Mega Agaron, just like Absol and Pinsir. It is perfect. And if you want to disagree with me in the comments about any of these, you go ahead. I will fight you on those. That I think these are perfect Mega designs, and that they will always be perfect Mega designs. And if these Megas ever get more Z designs, that would be cool, but I don't think anything's going to beat out these ones. These ones will always stay perfect in my heart. So with that, I'm going to end this video, and I really, really hope you enjoyed watching, because it actually took me about 2 days to make this video. I've put a lot of effort into it, and I really think that I may tackle all of them, the ZAs DLC, and Hoenn, and any future Mega Evolutions that come out, if there's ever Mega Evolution comes back. But I really hope that you all have enjoyed this video and have enjoyed seeing my opinions, because I'd actually like to see your opinion of what your favorite mega is, or what mega you believe has the best design. It would mean a lot for you to comment, and a sub would be very nice to show that my effort wasn't wasted. And I hope you all have a nice day, nice morning, or evening, whatever time it is for you, and I will see you next time.